What's up? What's up, Facebook? Another edition, Car Talk. You know how we do. Still going over the book of knowledge. Um, just moving on through this level, this degree of either you're getting better or you're getting worse. You're absorbing love and light or you're not. But before we start, just a poem
to a higher
from
level,
yours
to a
truly.
higher.
I mean, a poem
Yo, there are so many women in this
from
party.
yours truly. That's not it. Oh, there we go.
Come travel with me to a higher level, to a higher poetical flow, to our elevated.
Just waiting on a few guests.
I was told, trust in the Father and good would unfold. And I was bold. I wanted understanding of the universe at 10 years old. Awareness I hold, it keeps me warm when people are cold. My roots are sowed in the infinite and ready to explode. One mode of my communication is with my poetic nation. Poetic rhyming unification, self-revelation, and inspiration. Power from within. Through restraint, breathe in. Our thoughts to reason. Negative energies, your season. Even your body goes through seasons. 4 temperatures in its set. Fire and air and hair water and earth for a perfect celestial fit. From high to low. Spirit down to the physical. Shading, covering the one eternal. Center of conscious flow. In every individual, soul is broken off from the planetary whole, each with the will to control, going upward until it's full. Spiritual pull, the urge to grow into the light and merge. Then serve the divine with words that surge to ignite minds with light, plus cosmic insight to spark a desire or like to search out what's right. I have many styles that flow as I go to a higher level. An elevated poetical is what I show. Like fabric, I'm woven. Like a plan, I'm unfolding. Like a prophet, I'm chosen. God consciousness, I'm holding. Wrapped in fleshly clothing, like a stack of papers, there's many layers your consciousness bears. Evolution's what tears off the spares, parts and pieces your soul releases. As living light increases, with cosmic awareness as your thesis, your ego ceases. With love for all, in unity there's no flaw. My third eye saw how willpower can fall to the animal call when instincts prevail and hearts can't feel. Only learning to love is real, but to most it's not a big deal. Low physical pleasures conceal the other side, your spiritual bride. A higher conscious ride with your mind open wide. There's nothing to hide, just energy inside, plus positive for the minus. It's very difficult to find this in a world that acts mindless, so I leave poems that are timeless. My elevated poetical flow.
Oh, I love that poem. My elevated poetical flow with them violins behind it, just wrecking. If you get a chance to listen to it again, listen to it. I'm telling you, it's melodic. Jazzy, what's good, player?
Peace. What's up, bro?
I can't call it, man. Another great day of Car Talk,
Yes, sir.
Sunday edition. Two. What's good with you, man?
Cooling. I was trying to I forgot to reach out to our guest again. Did it about half hour ago, but I don't know if you know what I mean. I've waited too many days to remind them. But
Uh,
we'll see. We'll see. We'll just go ahead and go on how we do
hey,
anyways.
we command time. Time will come.
Yeah.
It'll happen when it happens.
You got it. You got
You
it.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So what's good with you?
Oh, I can't call it, man. I don't know. Some shit's going down, bro. That cosmic energy, that enlightenment starting to hit people.
Okay.
Even I can start feeling some of the just strange stuff. I sat here and had a conversation with a fly. Fly
I
was
feel you.
trying to listen. The fly was trying to convince me that it can help me.
Okay.
I said, "What possibly can you to help me with?"
I'm trying to get
No,
set up here.
listen. Then you know
I'm
what the
listening.
fly said?
What's up, bro?
I can help you separate shit that ain't shit. I
Okay.
said, "What?" Then the conversation was over.
Oh,
I can help you separate shit that ain't shit.
wow.
Wow.
I
Just saying. When you're open to it, anything is possible. Go
I
ahead.
had I had to put my other headphones on because the other one's not charged. He's wired right here, so I can hear you, but it's not as loud as it normally is. But I can hear you good enough.
Oh, tenfold. Well, I'm down here in Hurricane, I guess, where the hurricanes sometimes come by, give us a little visit. We're in the rainy season.
Okay.
I mean, I was so blessed to go to Panama when I was in the military when I was young, and I actually seen Central Panama is right on the equator of Central America,
Mm,
right on the equator. So you get to see the actual climate right on the equator. It is a hot season and a dry season,
mm,
meaning a wet season and a dry season. Both of them are hot. You
okay.
get 6 months. It will rain every day at 1:30. Every day, it's gonna rain
Mm,
1:30 or around there. It'll start moving, but it'll move slowly, so slow that you can count on it that it's gonna rain around 1:30.
mm,
Then for 6 months, it will not rain at all, not one drop,
wow.
nothing. The fields used to catch on fire. We thought the shit was strange as being Americans. We ain't know no better.
You can definitely plant stuff in the dry season that it's
Ooh.
not going to rain out.
Well, it used to get so wet, it all came back. It showed the whole revitalization of nature.
Okay.
Even though the fields burned, all that was fertilizer for when it comes back the next season.
Okay.
So you can't, once again, you can't look at anything as good or bad.
Right.
It's build and destroy.
Right.
Building upon what's already there or destroying it or changing of composition. That's all destruction means is
Mm-hmm.
change of composition to one form to another.
Mm-hmm.
So, that comes from Book of the Five Percenters, baby. Brother 13th X.
Okay.
Book of the Five Percenters. I think it came out in 85. Fabulous book. Scholarship. That's where it came from. As you can see, my wife did my hair.
Uh oh.
Yeah, bro, I'm looking young right now. I got that fresh dude. Can you see it? Can you see it?
What you
Mm,
got? You got. I can't see what's in
mm.
the front. What's in the front?
Yeah, you can't tell, bro, because that's that middle patch right there. She only did the sides. So I got the middle patch sticking up right in the middle. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nigga, that's that college. That's that 1989 right there, bro. That's that black power. Black
1959.
power.
That's 1959. Hey, but at least you still got it. You ain't like me, So hey,
Hey, you can grow your hair back, bro.
you know.
Everything is spiritual. Everything is healing, man. That's what I'm learning now with the spirit, because I'm into this healing thing. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? I'm
what
healed, but I'm into healing others. You know what I'm saying? Healing. Remember, in the beginning was the what?
the word?
So I want to use the word to heal.
Okay.
If you
Well,
hear
hey,
me, you should be in a path of healing. That's
okay.
where I'm going with it.
Well, I want to do some magic to make this grow. Magic grow. Do you believe in magic?
What is it? No, listen. Dr. Swaby had, what is it? Batana oil or Batana extract.
Hmm.
Now, he went somewhere and got it from somewhere over there in the tropic, and it's a root or a nut, something, whatever it is. They refined it, and boom,
Mm.
you can use it for your hair.
What is it?
It's called Batana, Biotana.
Oh, okay. I got it.
abstract or oil, but it's
Okay.
supposed to help, regrow. Because what we don't realize, once again, hair is all throughout our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Example: we have hair. Nine ether beings have hair in our stomach. It's called Fliria, Fillia.
Mm.
Furia that actually helps us digest tropical foods, tropical nuts, things of that nature.
Okay.
All right. When you got hair on your head, you also got hair stems on your brain. All right. Hair stems in your nerves. That's what's picking up on the vibrations, the hair. Hair in your nose,
Mm-hmm.
hair in your taste buds.
Mm-hmm.
As you get into the tongue, you'll start to see these fabrics of hair. Hair is very, 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 very important. I never knew it was this important.
Mm.
But when it starts turning gray or starts falling out, it's showing that there's a organ or a sensory or something in you that is starting to degrade, to mutate,
Well, I need to find
going
out so
through
I can go
entropy.
ahead and so I can go back and be like this. I used to have some nice wavy hair too, boy. Everybody used to
You know
rub
what
their
I
hair.
think it is, bro? I was watching this show and dude was like, you know what our ancestors, our forefathers back in the 20s and things of that nature, they didn't have no such thing as air conditioning down here in the South. They
Mm.
used to sweat. Think they used to drink liquor and stuff and dance in these hot, just sweat. But that
You,
sweat was getting all the toxins out of it.
you know that's what Charleston White was just talking about. I posted
Boom.
that where he's talking about how we used to sweat and then if not they go to the sauna and because it gets rid of all the poisons and toxins in the
All
body.
the toxins in you. Facts.
Well, I'm about to go back to the gym next week, so I'm gonna try the sauna out for the first time. I
I
never did it.
mean, you can do the sauna. Look, when I cut my yard, nigga, when I'm done, all my clothes are drenched in sweat.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a sign of health. It's getting all the toxins you need out of your body naturally.
Mm-hmm. I did. It happened to me last week when I was out here in the yard. Man, it was just crazy. I was just like sweating like 2 days. Took me 2 days.
That's good, bro. That's good sweat right there.
Oh my god, I was just like I was drenched. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it, but I'm going to go back to the gym. Start next week. I start my job Monday,
Uh huh.
so I got all my information. So finally, after what over a month that I've been home, and it don't seem like I've been out of work because I've been so busy doing other things. So, but it is what it is. What we talking about today? You want to go to the book?
Oh, bro. I was simmering through the book and I
Mm-hmm.
came across one of the chapter. I was like, oh Lord. Then I started reading it. So I said, okay, obviously we gonna do a skip today.
Okay.
Normally we would start where we left off, chapter 7,
Mm-hmm.
seventh key. But now we're gonna move from the Father's universe uh into the mother's or the spirit's universe. All
Okay.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're moving from father, son, no, to the son's universe.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm skipping because we've since we've been talking about this, we've always sat there and we've talked about the different how we got where we're at, why we are where we're at, things of that nature on the
Mm-hmm.
earth, and how it seems to be, not enough love, and this is the melting pot scene where beings are going to free themselves. All right, but this one is going to go back to the original things that we should know, that we should be familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
and it's 206. So it's the Sun's universe, 6 key. If you're
Okay.
trying to follow me with the Book of Enoch, hold on, let me show the book again. Let you know. There we go. Book of Enoch. Enoch's keys. All right. So
Okay.
the key to the future of the living science is the Torah, not the Torah that they're talking about as far as the Jewish. That's where they got it from. But the Torah, each one means something. The creative language, the mathematics of all of the living creations that went into creations of man. So it's talking about a specific type of beings, us. What type of creations are we? We are the creative language of mathematics. of the all the living creations that was into the creations of man. That's the Torah. All right. In the
Mm-hmm.
Torah, it reveals the language of the transparencies, the transparencies, well, basically breaking down of the higher evolution. Remember, we said the I am that I am. That's a triangle upward and a triangle
Triangle down.
downward coming together. The higher you, your higher self, and your lower self. Meat suit plus the spirit and the divine. Okay? That's higher evolution. Torah is the key to the Kabbalah. That's the tree of life. That's the Metu Neter. You know what I'm saying, Jazzy?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it the key though? Why? What is it about the Metu Neter and why could the Kabbalah be the key? Let's keep going. So the scriptures. So, okay. So higher evolution. The Torah is the key to the Kabbalah, the wisdom of the many universes, and the key to the scriptures of the Illuminaries to come. Because the gift of the Torah we can say, "Blessed art thou, the creations of the Illuminaries." In other words, the creations through conscious light in the physical bodies, right? For the Torah is indeed amongst the Illuminaries, the extension from the one membrane to the next membrane. Uh, hold on, to the extension from one membrane to the next membrane. The languages which deny the many universes, any language that denies the many universes and the Torah or of the higher evolutions are languages not of light but of fallen beings speaking with the heads of giants and with the tongues of speaking snakes, programming life away from the chambers of the living light, capital L living, capital L light. I don't know what maybe came to this one, but this one's big because this one is actually talking about what the hell is going on right now.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So the Torah or is the celestial song of the Kabbalah. That's the tree of life. That's the Metu Neter. The eternal science of the many universes which comprise the thrones of Uawave, the infinite light, the infinite mind, the infinite process. Okay? Everything is encompassed in this world. Everything that is encompassed in this world of creation, the life that is to come, and the life that already has passed is coded in the Torah. Or now, this is not just the Torah; this is the Torah, or which teaches divine unfoldment. So we should all be privy to what defined unfoldment is. What are we talking about? They don't preach about this in the churches.
Okay.
Jazzy, you got a question? Say it. I hear it.
I don't yet.
No, but you
No.
understand what we talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. The Torah cannot be limited to the first books of the Bible because the building of the foundation stone, the greater pyramid, is mathematically given in the book of Isaiah, and the energy vehicle becoming numbered with the stars of given in Daniel and other prophet selections. Without these scrolls, the prophet of God cannot use the ladder of Jacob to ascend to the heavens of the opium. Meaning, these are supposed to be scrolls that open up our mind expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we talked about mind expansion, opening up your mind to the many in the many in the one worlds, the many in the one universes, the many in the many universes,
Mm-hmm.
opening up your mind to the order of Michael, the order of Enoch, the order of Melchizedek, the order of Metatron, the many in the house of many mansions from in the Bible, meaning all these houses, all these constellations house different type of creative energies, conscious energies. How do you get there? Depending on how you use your love right here, right now. Talk to me, Jazzy. Anything?
Not yet. I'm.
All
I'm
right,
still.
all right. So, likewise, the book of Revelation is necessary to give the actual account of the divine council of the Elohim at the time of restorations of Jerusalem. And in Jerusalem, they have USA capitalized, will be materialized as the capstone of the Great Pyramid, as well as the garment of the Messiah for the children of light. Therefore, all the books make up the true Torah. So it's saying that we've been shifted to the West because the West is where everything can be known. All the science can be gathered here. Every book I ever wanted, every book I ever thought of, I can get right here. You can't do that in other cultures.
You know, the one thing though is how it said, the one of the many. That goes back to the Tower of Babel when they were building the tower. You know, the how you say it allegorically, how they was building the tower, and that they almost reached the heavens, and then God came down and confused the tongues.
Confuse the
So,
tongue, so they
so,
couldn't.
so the thing is, that's what I be trying to tell people is that what the issue is just that, not saying that your belief in Christianity is wrong. It's just that there's other things that has to go with it to go ahead and mesh
Yeah,
for you get the full picture. And see, people take one thing and then they'll just say, if it ain't in the word, if it ain't in the Bible, then that's not it. But the thing is, you have to go ahead and get all the things and put them together. That's the only way that you ever going to go ahead and see the trueness, unless you uh, that you just, you know, your third eye is open enough where you can go ahead, you know, and consciously you're at that level. But as far as people you're trying to go Baptist, you're trying to go Buddha, you need to go with everything to get the full
everything.
understanding.
Learn a little Buddha, a little Christian, little Baptist, little
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad. Read all, because once you
Read
read it,
all.
you know for yourself. You
Right.
don't need anyone telling you what it
You
says.
don't need anybody
You don't need
else.
anyone to, and most of them come off the same principle of love.
Mm-hmm.
Can we
Mm-hmm.
love each other? Can we
That's
be
the
one with each
that's
other?
the one thing that every book and every belief system should have. If it don't have love in it, and agape love, meaning it's like universal, not something like, oh, I love you because you're my friend, or I love you because you're my children or my family, my parents. You
Well,
know, that
I
agape
mean,
love that's universal. That
Dr. York used to talk about the common sense of the Bible. So he went to and he said, when Cain killed Abel, right?
hmm
And God asked Cain, "Where's thou brother?"
hmm and he said,
So and Cain said, "Am I thy
"Am I thy
brother's
brother's
keeper?"
keeper?"
So then Cain got smart with him. Am I thy
hmm
number one? You God and you don't know where Abel is? How you God and you don't know where you supposed to be all knowing everything?
hmm That's
But
the
he
whole
didn't know.
thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what the whole thing is throughout the whole book. It's just like, okay, you're gonna go ahead and tell somebody to put your son on the altar, and you're gonna go ahead
And
and
this is why we keep saying those are different gods. The gods that they're calling gods are nothing but the Elohims.
hmm
That's a plural term meaning
hmm
gods. Okay, our generations were merged. This
hmm
nine ether, all this right here is part of a greater cosmic experience.
hmm Just like even when he asked Adam, he's like, Adam, where art thou? You know what I'm saying? And he was, I mean, Adam is the only, at this time, he's supposed to be the only human.
And you don't know where he is. He's hiding. He can hide from him.
Right.
But see, that's why I talk about in the Bible. They're talking about different types of gods.
hmm hmm
They're talking about creator gods. They're talking about gods in flesh. They're talking about gods in spirit. They're talking about principalities, mental entities.
you
They're talking
get a
about all types of stuff. Go
you
ahead,
get a,
Jess.
you get a clips of this when they ask. He's like, okay, I'm glad that he ate from this tree because if he didn't, he would be like us.
How can he be like us when you're supposed to be the only one? I'm with you.
So there's all different types of things if you go throughout the
But
whole book. You know what I'm
but when
saying?
you want to know the truth, those things start making sense or
hmm
not making sense.
hmm
No, you know what I'm saying? Once you
hmm
become acclimated or your spirit wakes up or your pineal gland becomes alive and starts activating, then you start caring about this.
Right.
Well, hold on, it gets better. So we're talking about the books that make up the true Torah. Okay, all these books. This is the 243 books of the Bible I was telling you about. They make up
hmm
the true Torah because you got to know, read all of them if you really want to know. So the Torah is the mathematics, the separating of the sacred chemistry from secular chemistry. Yes, most people might feel a little confused. What is sacred chemistry? Sacred chemistry is just like spiritual science. It's science of the unknown and the unseen. It's chemistry, mathematics that work in a realm of invisibility to the normal eye. All right. Secular chemistry is just that, secular, material, normal,
like
what you're
like uh
used to.
like that how they say secular music. You know what I'm saying? Apart from spiritual music. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's two different. Go
Two
ahead.
different things. One's a whole nother weight class above than the other. All
Mm-hmm.
right, it goes on. It is the coding. So the Torah is the mathematics separating the sacred chemistry from the secular chemistry. It is the coding which connects the spiritual universes to the physical universes. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking real shit. Now we're down the rabbit hole, baby. We're falling right now.
Mm-hmm.
What is the real scriptures? When you read all the 41, all the 240 something scriptures, if not more, the scriptures, the tablets, the scrolls. When you read them all, you have a knowledge. It opens up something in your mind.
Unlocks.
It unlocks something. That infinite and eternal starts to move and function. And once it starts to function, nothing in this physical realm can stop it.
Mm-hmm.
They know this. That's why they give you caffeine. All the foods is bad for us. The refinement, white sugars, white
Sugars.
rice, white salt, white flour, all that.
You know,
Okay.
somebody asked before you go on. I seen a post where it said, "Which is hard to let go, meats or sugars?" And everybody that was on there, sugar, 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 because sugar's in everything. It's in everything. I mean,
And you know
everything.
what I would say? I'd let them both go. I wouldn't make a choice. If they're both bad, they both got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's no there's no compromise
Mm-hmm.
because you got to remember the choice is the ego. Yo, well, we gonna do right, but we still gonna have this in our diet, okay? We still gonna do this, and we still that's lower mentality. That's
But that
low
happens.
chakra energy.
That happens with belief too. When people say they're going to follow Christ or whatever, but they still go ahead and like, I'm still going
Well,
to do this. You
but
can't
you
judge
just
me, but
said
I'm
it.
still going to do this.
They believe. If
Mm-hmm.
they knew,
They
or
wouldn't
in the
do it.
realm of knowing, there
Mm-hmm.
is no not going, doing, saying what you
Mm-mm.
said you're gonna, not being who you say you are. You
Mm-mm.
are this without saying it. This is who
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Mm-hmm. Because the first
Everything
thing
I'm
what they
doing.
throw at you, the first thing they throw is like, okay, yeah, I'm living this way or whatever, whatever. However, they'll say you can't judge me. Okay, but if you made up in your mind that you want to do something, there's nothing that's going to change your mind. You're going to do what it takes to go ahead and live your best ability. It's
And
just like,
but they're right, Jazzy. You can't judge them. I
mm,
don't want anyone judging me like I shouldn't be judging no one. They're absolutely right.
but you know what the
Judgment
thing is?
comes from the ego. Once again, well,
Mm-hmm.
remember you put it up that ego versus the soul, or the ego versus higher
Right.
evolution, or the ego versus the higher self, lower self versus the higher
But you
self.
know what the
That
whole thing
ego.
is? The whole thing is on this plane, though, there's judgment in everything. You judge by
Facts.
12 when you go to the court. This
Unless you can
plane
avoid, going to the court. See, that's what my spirits do. That's what my protection
all
says.
together, all
Okay.
together.
It ain't a if, it's a definite. It will happen. I could be in jail in something like that, and I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna be out in a minute. I already know
Mm-hmm.
my spirits got me because I know I didn't
Mm-hmm.
do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can set up some of the people some of the time, but not all the people all the time. I
But
always say that
you
because it's a
know,
way to break any type of magic. Oh, it's a way to break any type of magic or spells that can be cast. But go ahead.
so speaking of that, like that, which one in jail now? Dr. York or that?
Yes, he's been in jail.
Okay, so I was watching some of the things where I guess he's trying to get out now. He's doing all of the things
He's been
and
in jail like not Gandhi. What's
since
the
2012, like
yeah, nigga,
2012.
no, 2012.
Yeah, I think. Which one was down in Atlanta that was building all
That was
those?
Dr. York. He built in South Carolina. He built a whole Egyptian joint. He bought the
I
land and everything.
I
Yep.
was living there, and that's 2012 because I was living in
Okay.
Atlanta, and I remember seeing it on the Atlanta news and everything. It was 2012. However, so he went around that time. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so they gave him like 100 or whatever something years or
Some
something, right?
ridiculous.
Okay,
So you know
so
what happened, right? To do a quick story of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
They moved from New York down there where he
Mm-hmm.
bought the land and he pulled the
Mm-hmm.
money that he was making from his books and everything,
Mm-hmm.
bought the land, set it up for all for his people,
Mm-hmm.
right? His own family did him wrong,
Mm.
sold him
So,
out, his own son. So, and then they charged him like he trafficked all those people from New York with their family kids
mm-hmm.
down there like he was an occult master, a trafficker, and he got all them. But the kids live right there on the compound. There was no problem. You
But
can
I
account
think
for
they,
every last one of them.
but so what they do is they try to throw him molestation. That's the worst thing they're throwing.
No, no, no. They
Like,
once he did that, once he built pyramids in southern Florida, he was done. The problem is it's why he kept trying to claim.
but he
What's the good?
is,
What
he
would Bobby
is.
Hammond say? He kept trying to claim I'm from the planet Rizzy. I'm this. I'm that. Some shit that's no, bro. Come on, man. Don't do
No,
that.
but
Don't
you
do
know
that.
what? The thing what I found out is that he's part of some tribe that's the national. His lineage go back to the
Yes.
first. So that
Okay.
land and everything they can't sell. They can't. They're not supposed to. And that they was trying to get rid of him off of that land because he owns so much land. But
It's not just his. We got the same joint, but we can't trace ours back. He could trace his
he
back.
can trace it back, and so
I
he
mean, I may be able to trace it back through my mom, but definitely not my dad. My mom is Panamanian. Her stuff is a little different.
right.
But go
So
ahead.
so what they saying is that I was watching an interview and then he was saying that when he got arrested they drugged him up so much and they was getting him to go ahead and try to testify. He said he
And
didn't even
confess
know.
the shit that he never did.
He said dude, he said I was so he said I was so high on the drugs that they was giving me I didn't know what I was doing then. So now he's coming to his senses and they fighting his case and he finding out that all of
They
that land, huh?
they not gonna let him go, bro.
You don't think so?
Hell no. He
Okay.
did too much. He brought consciousness to motherfuckers that will never go back.
However, you know the one thing. So if you're that conscious and if you're that spiritual, it's not up to the man here. You see what I'm saying?
But that's what I just said when he started claiming divinity.
Mm,
Started doing like the Elohim do.
mm,
I'm the God. I'm bringing you this. I'm bringing you that. I'm bringing this. A lot of books that he brought that he actually had in print were scrolls and scriptures. They weren't really his.
mm-hmm.
Now, don't get it twisted. I love that he brought it to us. I love the information, but don't claim ownership. See, remember, we talked about this before. No one has ownership on the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's been here
Truth is
before
truth.
us and it will be here after us. Just like we get access to it. How? Through hard work,
Mm-hmm.
shadow work, inner work, outer work,
It's gonna take you know what that inner
relearning,
work. Yeah, that inner work is.
relearning, unlearning, learning again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't take it for granted. But when anytime you hear me saying, "Yeah, this is all me, all me, all me,"
Self.
I done lost my mind, bro.
That's
I'm
when
gone.
self. That's when
Right.
self kicks in.
What I'm trying to say is, it's not the knowledge. Even now, the shit that we sitting here talking about,
It
it
ain't ours.
passes through me.
Right. It's not ours to claim.
It's not mine. Right. It's not mine to claim
Right. Right.
because I was
You're
giving
just a
it freely.
vessel. Yeah, it's a vessel. You're supposed to be used as a vessel. So not something, but
So,
that's what happens that man goes ahead and then they get self-righteous where they go ahead. The ego, that's part of the ego.
well,
That's the
when you
part
don't,
that you kill
when
off.
your melanin gland, when your pineal gland ain't functioning, you don't have nine ether. All right, you start mutating down to 8, 7, 6 when you ain't got no melanin in your skin. Caucasian. The issue is melanin is a consciousness. It adds a light, a conscious L light. That's why the scientists have so much problems breaking down melanin and why we are the way we are, because they don't have the spark. Once the melanin gland is active in yourself, you now have activity on another realm.
And they still
You're
don't know
part of a
though.
different world.
They still don't know because how can somebody that doesn't have our taste buds or our eye vision to tell us what's the difference is? They can do an estimate to say, oh, you know what I'm saying?
It's the same way they can say the sun is so many miles away and it's so hot. They don't know shit. They
Right,
same way they can say Jupiter has this, or Jupiter has this ring around it and it's so big and it's made of this. They don't know shit.
yeah,
They
right,
ain't been past the firmament. Come
mm-hmm.
on, bro.
Yeah.
We've been over this. So all that shit I just dispel already. So when I hear someone talking the same language as my oppressor, I
Mm-hmm.
automatically shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't say nothing. Oh, this
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker on that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. We got
That's
satellites and rovers out there on Mars. Here we go. I know it's bullshit. So I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to entertain that crap because I already know
mm-hmm.
that's the way they get you.
Mm-hmm.
NASA is one of the biggest criminal organizations. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
almost everything they have taught us is wrong. This shit is crazy.
But that's where the part where they say science, that they're not wrong. They just found more information. No, wrong is wrong.
No, they're purposely giving you wrong information. So
That
if
part
you
too.
do get the truth, it will be so beyond you that you'll be more apt to cling to what you know. That's all they want. That's it. They don't want you to be open to the many in the one and the many in the one universes, the many in the one mind and in the infinite mind,
If they want
the
to
one
do
in the one
something,
spirits and the infinite spirit. They don't want you to be open to that because it puts you in a whole realm where none of this physical shit really matters.
mm,
Now
open
you're
up that
free.
Grand Canyon so we could see.
Bro, they can't hold everything back forever. You already know. And their issue is the more they try, the more they bring about the same thing they're trying to stop. I mean, this shit is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Oh, hey, baby girl.
He's saying hi.
Hi.
Hey, put your face in there. Let me see you. I said,
Hi.
put your spiritual face in there. Let me see you. Put your face in the camera. There she goes. Give the people a nugget. What do you know that others don't know at your age or maybe even older? Something that you've learned through your crystals and you're talking with yourself. What's something? Give me something. Anything.
Um, red means down below. Orange means like about like right here. Yellow
Uh-huh.
means like right here. Green means your heart. Blue means your throat.
Uh-huh.
Purple means your crown. Indigo or white means your third eye. Most
Facts.
kids,
Down a little.
most kids in my classroom don't know.
Why you know why? They don't
Um,
teach us about us. You learn that because you have a spiritual father that doesn't mind teaching you about who you are and what you are, physically and spiritually and mentally. So you're in a good position. You can learn both.
He's saying anything?
All right, give the phones back to your dad.
okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna go get.
Okay. Can you hear me, Mental?
Oh, I was telling her that she's in a great position because she has a father that can open her up to things that aren't just seen, but things are on the inside of us and
I
how
heard
they
her telling you
function
the
and how they work.
chakras.
Yeah, she recounted the chakras, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let you know. Most kids my age wouldn't know that. Absolutely. Shoot, most kids our age don't. Most
Yeah,
people our age don't know that.
yeah,
What she just said.
yeah. So, I
So
forgot.
let's keep
Go ahead.
going.
Keep going.
All right, so the Torah is the mathematics separating the sacred chemistry from the secular chemistry. It is the coding which connects spiritual universes to physical universes. All right, that's which is unseen. Those whole universes, just like you got physical universes and you got mental universes, galaxies, things of that same principle, but on a different frequency. Language of the chemistry, which cannot be connect this universe with other universes, are not languages of higher illuminaries or spiritual beings, but of the fallen spiritual beings, the illuminaries, who rule the lower universes and keep them locked in space. This is why we are told in the key that the fallen language patterns exalt not creation, but in actuality create a three-dimensional chemical enslavement within a fixed magnetic field. What is they talking about? Entropy. It creates a decay in matter. This is made purposely. All right. That's why
So,
in the scriptures it say you're going to be in a world and not of it. How can we be in a world and not of it? The essence of us are not in located in the body.
So when you say Illuminaries, right? Is what?
Luminaries mean light, conscious light forms, light consciousness. But go ahead.
So Illuminati.
Not
What?
a rock.
No, I'm saying what's the comparison?
They just took the word and called it what they wanted you. Remember, everything I'm telling you right now, they've read and dissect over and over again. They take the science from it and make your Star Treks, make them the Torah be the book, the first six books of the Bible. You see what I'm saying? They make languages of luminaries turn it into the Illuminati, just like that.
Mm.
That's what they do. And then when they give it to us, it's like, oh my God, it's so great, it's so great. Because it's spiritual science being fed through a physical filter to make it say what they want it to say.
So that's why you
Now,
still have to know thyself, because the whole thing
right,
is they're only gonna give you so much. Then at
right,
some point the spiritual connection should go ahead and with from the physical, and you put them together and make more sense of this whole scenario.
right. If you're only operating on one, if we were too spiritual, we wouldn't be able to operate in the
Right.
physical.
Yeah.
We'd be outcasts. We just wouldn't get the joke. You know what
That,
I'm saying? None
that
of it.
that's what they say. You so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good.
Boom. You done spiritualize yourself that we can't even use you on the earth no more. There's nothing grounding you.
Right.
That's
Right.
why most of us have kids and wives, things that ground us into this realm. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what we want to do spiritually, we still love our kids and we want to be around for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So let's keep going. This is
Okay.
why we're told that the key to the fallen language patterns exalt not creation, but the actuality, three-dimensional chemical enslavement fixed within magnetic fields. If we only listen to the language of finite science, what is finite science? That's that entropy.
Infinite.
That's that chemistry. That's
Mm-hmm.
that any science, nuclear fission, any science that has a byproduct. You get nuclear energy. What do you get? You get that nuclear waste from it. Atomic bomb, you get that atomic radiation. You see what I'm saying? Those are fallen sciences of power.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So only when you listen to the language of the finite science, which is oblivious to the lower heavens of the galactic slate, which will not be able to go on and unite with the other galaxies, but will remain locked in the immediate system, believing that this is the be all end all of creation. When Enoch revealed this key to me, showed me pictures of a galaxy of the tree of life with various branches of different star systems, so that it appeared as if the tree was on fire. And around the tree of life was a light spiral which had the face of a snake with the tongue of a computer program of galactic death. The lower world's technologies, through use of this limited language system, develops their sciences without the complete programming. Therefore, proceed to program the civilizations out of existence. So, because they're so fixed on what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good, they actually start programming stuff to control the world, and they actually push the world out of existence. Basically, bring around the same destruction that they're trying to avoid because they're always about control. Looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. We're going to give you this on television. We're going to feed you these awful foods. We're going to put it in your water. We're going to put chemtrails in the air. We're going to do all this shit. And all this stuff only feeds into their ultimate demise, what they're trying to stop happening. All right. So today, within our tree of life, man is listening to a computer technology, the snake, that speaks to us and says, there is no life beyond, meaning this is it. So if you're listening to this, think of this, Jazzy. This is where we were before. If you think that this world is it, you're going to get all you can get while you in this world. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's nothing else,
Mm-hmm. That's
heaven
just
or
like
hell, that's it.
That's just like the person that if you knew your death date, you would think differently about life. You would make sure that you
Totally
do
different.
everything that you can do that you wanted to do, and you.
Totally differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything would be every day would be a blessing because you know when you're going. I only got so much time left.
Mm-hmm.
But what it causes is it causes a reckless abandonment because now you know you can't die to a certain date.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Now it says you can't die. That don't mean you can't get mangled.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
fucking
or
around,
sick.
and now you in a cast until you dead. Think about, you know what I'm saying, or
Mm-hmm.
something. But I'm just saying we got to
I
look at
get
it
it.
realistically,
Right,
not just
right.
physically.
So, saying that, so the whole thing about how you choose your parents, right? Before you come down here, I've studied that before you actually come down to this realm, that you chose this life that that you decide to be here in the present now, before your contract, before you sign.
Not only that, not only did you choose this life, you chose every life that comes after it.
Mm,
This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all,
mm,
not just one life. You're not connected to just one life. This is the many into one, the many into one universe, the
mm,
opening up of your mind, the opening up of your spirit to the infinite and eternal.
mm,
This is one stage of many.
mm,
I don't care how quickly you rise,
mm-hmm,
how fast you move stages, there's another stage because you're not out of the physical.
mm,
The best you can do is what is it? When you instantly combust, no, well, instantly run in the fire because you're running at such a high level that the spirit just sets you on fire. That's the ultimate death. Not that you
combustion,
can burn to death. I didn't say that.
combustion.
Instant combustion
So let me ask
because
you
of your
this.
spirit is so high and the energy is too much for the body, but you're leaving. You're leaving on oh, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let me go on an instant combustion, turn ass, tell my people you already know what time it is, baby. Peace and love.
So talking about that now, it brings me to the fact that um how do I say it? I myself, unless I learn differently, I can say I know that when you come to this plane, everything is already set in order. I don't see where the Most High has anything to do with this anymore.
Now you're starting to get it. The Most High is the participant behind the scenes. No coercion. He has other entities to do it for him. What good is being over everything and if you're not delegating and have a family to work through, to
You,
work with? Why you think it's father, mother, son? One, two, three, ABC. All the mathematics contribute the many, here we go again, and the one, the many deities that represent the one plan on different frequencies, different levels of existence.
so when people go ahead and say, "Oh, I've been praying this, that, or whatever," okay, what you should be doing is praying to unlock the channels or unlock the doors within to go ahead where you can seek and get the healing or where you can seek to get the knowledge. It's like really praying to the spirit within you, not to go ahead because I
Right.
the way
But it's
I see
learning the
things.
truth. And the truth is in you, that spirit of truth, all that is in you. And when it activates, you get spiritual gifts
Mhm,
automatically.
mhm, okay.
You get that because now you've been born again. All your thoughts are of a different language, a different frequency, a
Because
different spirit, a different mind.
the reason why I say that is because there's natural law that we can't go ahead, no matter if you believe in it or not.
Doesn't
Like
need you to,
the,
doesn't require it.
I mean, so people that say, "Oh, I don't believe in the laws of Tahuti, this that." However, the first thing it says is, the mind is all, and the universe is mental. So that's step number one. Then step number two. Then step number three.
But
Those
what is it
laws don't
saying? No,
change.
no, let's go back to it. What is it really saying? The mind is all
Mm-hmm.
and everything is mental.
Mental, right?
So what's the lesson?
Is that you is mentally, you know what I'm saying, you're not a part of this universe. Is that, you know what I'm saying, like you're in a world but not of it. That's a good way to say it.
Have
you
to
know
control your mind,
mm-hmm.
your thoughts.
Because and then
What you think is who you are in the physical.
that's what it
That's
say
what
it.
this body represents.
And it's
What you think. If you're overweight, it shows you like to eat. and you don't care about being healthy. Let's just
hmm
be real.
It
You know,
says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." So
so is
that,
it.
so I mean,
So
so
when you have your gift, Jazzy, and someone comes next to you, all you doing is think. So he thinking, so he is. So you're seeing why he is the person that he is.
mm,
The result of
right.
where most people only see just the result.
Yeah, yeah.
Think about it.
hmm
And then from that, you feel obligated to be like, well, maybe I can help him change his result.
And see, that's the part that what I'm still be having issues with, because it's just like helping everybody. It's just like, you know what I mean. Sometimes it's just like you really need to help yourself first, and everybody's a result
It
of
may
that.
sound harsh, but here's one of those selfish lessons you have to learn. You will never help everyone. Not
hmm
on this realm, not on this plane, not on this physical. You can't. The
hmm
world ain't set up for it.
hmm
You can only help those you can help. And
hmm
hopefully the spirit, like you said, was like, no, talk to this person about this, give them some words, walk away. Let the
hmm
spirit in them do the rest. See,
hmm
we're so accustomed that we think we gotta
Tell
explain
them,
it to
that's
people
right,
and break
right.
it down. No, we just gotta give them that
A
one
seed.
seed or that one brick that you pull out, and now the dam starts collapsing
hmm
before the whole thing's gone.
hmm
But we always think
You know what?
in a physical realm instead of a spiritual way.
And then
It
you
only
know what?
takes one word because in the beginning was the word. So if you can tell someone to do something the right way, even if they don't do it immediately, but do it at some point, mission
You,
accomplished.
so when you said pull that one brick, I can automatically see the person that's not willing to go ahead and accept. The first thing what they're gonna do is what? They're gonna
Put their
hold that
hands
brick up
over the hole.
and put that
Yup.
brick up and
Yup. No, wait. And then I'll be like, the brick is gone. It's coming down. You can do whatever you can do to try to slow it down, but it's gonna fall. It's
it's
over.
gonna fall. Yeah, it's open.
You gotta
It's
accept
open.
it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's life, ain't it?
yeah, yeah. So
If someone dies in your family, you can sit there and deny it all you want. They're gone. It's over. I don't care how much, what emotions you got. Ain't none of that bringing them back.
mm,
Not physically,
mm-hmm,
but the key of it is, see, this is why I be trying to tell people the blessing. If you're spiritual, they come to live with you. You can dream of them at night. You can talk to them through meditation.
mm-hmm,
All types of stuff. You can put up an altar and have that energy come through you like they're there in the room the whole time, like they never left. This is our power.
mm-hmm.
Got nothing to do with guns,
Without it being
technology. Our
spookism.
technology, spookism, none of that
Mm-hmm,
bullshit.
mm-hmm,
It's got to do with black magic, black science,
mm-hmm,
nine ether science that goes with our melanin, our hair that grows to the sun. The only race of people that has that. That's what it goes to.
mm-hmm. So let me just, before we get back on topic, I want to go ahead and say, so when I was saying earlier is that those laws cannot be broken, whether you believe them or not. You can deny all you choose to. The
Yeah,
sun is going to come up and rise the
it's like
next
a
day.
belief. You can
Yeah.
believe it all you want.
The season's going to change. You know what I'm saying? The air will blow. Fire will continuously to burn. Water is going to, you know what I'm saying, will
Keep
continue
flowing
flowing.
back to
So,
water.
so the whole thing is just that certain things are put in place. We can't change them. You know what I mean? You can
But
direct them, but you can't
that's
change.
the hardest part. That's the lesson. In life, there's certain things that are put in place to activate change in you.
Mm-hmm,
Hopefully, it's the activation of change to a higher level,
mm-hmm,
to a higher way of being, to a higher way of thinking, to a
mm-hmm,
higher emotional control,
mm-hmm,
mental fortitude. Okay? That's what it's supposed to do. But we're in a world that glorifies what looks good, feels good, tastes good, sounds good, smells good. Glorifies the senses.
mm-hmm,
Glorifies sex, gold, money, prestige, power. It's the direct opposite of what we're talking about. But these worlds were put in place because even these worlds are necessary. Because this is the redemption world
mm-hmm.
where you get the worst of the worst, but everyone down here can be redeemed. Everyone gets a chance. We just happen to be on this bitch.
So when that baby comes out the womb, the first thing it does is cries. An old Chinese proverb
No,
says,
no. That baby come out of the room. It don't cry until till the doctor smacks it. Why does the doctor
not
have to
all the
smack it?
time. No, they it comes. No, they said if it doesn't cry, the
Uh-huh.
doctor have to smack it to go ahead and and then it cries. But when it comes out, most of the 9 out of 10, over 50%, the baby comes out crying. If it doesn't cry, then they smack it. And the old Chinese proverb says that the reason why the baby cry comes out crying is they're because of pain of this reality.
Could be that too.
They
Facts.
already they already they from what they
Especially if
already.
they're conscious and they come into a baby body. I don't care how smart you are, how conscious and powerful you can't do shit through that little ass baby body. Ain't nothing working right. Not yet, anyway.
Mm-mm, that's why it's important to go ahead and try to keep a child like state of mind the whole time, because you don't want to lose the part that you brought in here before you got here. Like,
Well,
but they said
we,
by
we
this
don't
age
realize
7.
how necessary it is until it's gone. Once it's gone and you become an adult. Let's be real. When we were adults, we weren't thinking about kitty shit. In fact, what did they say? Put kitty shit behind you, nigga. You an adult now.
Mm.
Yeah, put kitty shit. Kitty acting crazy, but don't put the imagination behind you. That's what's creation that's building you forward, helping you build your businesses or whatever.
Because they say, like, when you find in a mate, find somebody that you can grow old with. No, you want to find somebody that you can remain young with.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
Instead of saying I want to get old with this person, no, you want to find somebody that goes at it and that keeps you young even in your elderly age. So that's what we should be looking for, instead of going ahead and say, oh, this that.
But see, those relationship takes a lot of love because if I'm finding someone like me and my, we will argue. We argue all the time, but it's all in love. But we still will argue, just not argue, contest certain points
Hmm.
all the time. And it may seem
The
on the
great
outside
debate.
like we arguing, but no, hey, it's a testament. Oh, you're gonna be who you are, and I'm gonna be who I am
Right,
to the end of time, baby.
right, right.
And that energy exchange is what keeps us where we're at,
Hmm.
keeps us young.
Hmm.
Because I'm making sure, nigga, I already see what's going on.
So, but I want to get this clear though before we go back to our topic about
Uh,
when we arrive here, everything is already, the wind is already blowing. All this.
Elastic Records. That means we already know everything that happened before and after. It's already in us. It's already in us.
So,
Everything we do through lifetimes is remember, and that remembrance gets into it goes into. Remember what into is? That's a evolutionary process. It goes into our image and semitude, our pattern of who we are, our personality.
mhm.
So every life goes into our personality, who we are, and that's what makes us different. Even though a lot of us all started off at the same, but we started off with different families, different places, different generations, different this, different that. You
so
see what
that
I'm saying?
so
Which
that
makes us different.
that praying part, like when you praying, are you praying like, like I was saying earlier, how people's like, oh God, I'm praying this. Should you not be praying to the spirit that's with, well, God is within anyways. However, you know I feel that the Most High, like I was saying earlier, already put doesn't have anything else. Everything is put in place. He knows the future, the past. You know what I'm saying? He's not
What are we
touching
talking
anything
about?
here. Not even
I'm
touching
with you.
anything on this level. So what we need to be going ahead is discernment to go ahead and find, how do I get closer to the only way you're gonna do that is through meditation and prayer. Because once you meditate, you know what I'm saying? That's when you go ahead and you contact and you walk in one with spirit. And that's where your answer's gonna lie.
That's when you start to open up the infinite and eternal. That's
Right.
when you start to see the past and the future. That's when shit starts to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way it can make sense. No one on the outside of you is going to make sense of what's going on in you but you. I don't give a fuck what they telling you. They lying. It can't happen. They only can help you discover what's going on within you.
You.
Okay, that's the only thing they can do is help you do the job that you should be doing on your own.
It's just like counseling, actually.
It's the
Counseling
same things.
counseling is
Therapy,
good.
counseling.
It's good to a certain extent. to get somebody mind to the point where they can rest and then they can go and see within themselves. But you're actually doing the work. They're not doing the work for you. They're just helping you to get to a point where you can see who you are for yourself, and then you're
Right.
at the end of the thing. You've been no answer all it, but it's the guide that the process
Right.
of
Well, they
guide.
know that they know it's always going to be childhood trauma. Some type of trauma in your life. If not childhood, someone died, mom, dad. It's always these basic things that can be overcome rather quickly if we're programmed right.
Mm-hmm.
But we look at death as such a finite thing. You
So
know what I'm saying? Or they'll never be there for us, or
if
instead of having the right programming and be like, oh shit,
if
now
we
I'm just free to talk to whenever I want. Go ahead.
if we were taught in preschool, elementary about how to meditate, there wouldn't really be any room where you would need to go and talk to anybody else.
If we were just taught emotional control in preschool, it's okay to feel anger, but that don't mean you got to go hit someone or do anything. You got to control it. You
So
got to go to the corner. You got to visualize. You got to calm it down. If you teach that, and that by the time they become high schoolers, you're not worried about that. They don't teach it because that's how they control you.
you know what? That's like with my grandson, right? My grandson very active. I mean, he very hyper. So I'm like, you know what? I said, grandson, look, stop, take 10 deep breaths. Exhale. I mean, inhale, exhale. Inhale through your mouth. I mean, through your nose, and exhale out your mouth. Do 10 of those before you do anything else. You know what? That puts them in a state of calm, where it's just like, okay, now you understand what I'm saying. Okay, now just relax a little bit. Think
Right.
things through. Don't just
Because
go there.
remember, spirit is breath. That's why that's so key to make him breathe, because now he can come back into himself and have more control over self
Hmm.
instead of letting the emotions or the thoughts
Emotions,
control
and
him.
that's what
That
I'm.
rapid influx of that's all that is a rapid influx of thinking, thoughts, and emotions all at once.
I tell my
Got him
daughter the
going
same
crazy.
thing. Yeah, you have to stop, take the breaths, and then start to react. Don't just be so ready to jump and react to stuff. Because if you do that, I mean, that's just like how they say, um, walking around the corner in 10 seconds after making a decision or whatever. You
Right.
know. So like in that
Slow
movie,
down.
yeah, you have to slow pace yourself. Don't be so ready. The whole thing. Stop, look, and listen. But
Right.
go ahead, mental. We get so far off track, bro.
Right. Let's get back in it. So today, within our tree of life, man is listening to a computer technology of the snake, speaking to us and saying there is no life beyond. There is no life beyond. Uh, do not quest the knowledge of the higher evolutionary God, for it is all here. In other words, don't think about other galaxies. Don't think about other life stations. Don't think about other places. This is it. It's trapping your mind into this is the only world. So then, if something happens and you leave it, you always want to come back to it. It's trapped. Let me keep going. You are a living God. So it says, do not request the knowledge of the higher living God, for it is all here. You are the living God. This is it. Stop where you are. By listening to the tongue, the speaking snake, which is a frequency hydra with a tube-like body, man is prevented from his own cross-fertilization with the spiritual kingdoms, the Shekinah kingdoms, the mother's kingdom in his evolutionary creation. Rather than extending himself through the face of anthropic space or entropy, extending through, meaning going past entropy, man is caught within the belly of the Leviathan and prevented from attaching his biological life station with other life stations. So going back to our higher self,
Stop, look, and
taking
listen.
everything we've learned in all these generations of incarnations back to where our original self,
Hmm.
part of us.
That tongue is something, man, because it's like you say, life and death lies actually, truly in the tongue. You can
In
bring life
tongue. It's
and you can
trying to
destroy
show you
life.
where they got their stuff from, why they keep
Hmm.
it. If you notice everything, the tree of life, they got that thing. The snake speaking in the garden,
Hmm.
They're talking about a snake, but they're talking about it on a whole new joint. Not a snake of destruction, but a snake of entropy,
Decaying.
decay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Human life must interconnect with the higher galactic systems where the language transparencies of evolution is issued forth through an announcement of the one in the house of the many mansions. So it's talking about being connected with our brotherhood mansions all over. Right now, we are not connected.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All of the evil being, everybody, you're subject to anything coming down here right now because we're in the redemption stage, meaning all can be redeemed. Some come down to help redeem people, others come down to stop their redemption. I don't know how to say it any other way. Then you got those that are trying to make their choice between one or the other. That's what you got.
Three sides to the coin. His
One,
side, her
two, three,
side,
A, B,
truth.
C.
Yeah.
That's what you got. Three ways to think about it. Three different expressions of consciousness.
It's always three. It's always three.
Three is the magic number. Yes, it is.
Yeah. That's B.O.B. right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
That's back.
B.O.B.
That's a
He got that from the
Saturday morning
yeah,
cartoon.
yeah, yeah. But I'm saying B.O.B. did that in a song, like his last album. He's that and that's true. Three is the magic number.
Magic number. So Enoch explained to me that the sublight stations must wage war against the biochemical rhythms of the dragon creation. What do they mean when they say dragon? That's Dracos. That's the big and little dipper. Big dragon and little dragon. All right. It represents the snake eating itself, meaning entropy, decay. But let me keep going. However, only the sons of light, capital L, light, sons, capital S, conscious sons of light, conscious light, can resolve this war between the various biochemical levels by opening up the body of the Leviathan so that the open-ended star movement towards perfection is possible. What is it doing? It's going into entropy and creating centropy,
New life.
the electrification of matter, bringing those that are on the mindset, those that have the ability to love, those that are gathering light of the living light into yourself for what you see around you. This is how you get from one realm to the next realm when you die. If you come down here and you do what your job and what you're supposed to do, there's a prize for you. It's called Destiny's Championship Ring. Each of us have it. So we just don't come down here to help. No, we come to do the Father's business. We about His business because there's a prize. We couldn't proceed faster by coming down here than staying up there in the infinite and eternal. We can get our doctrine within a week if we come down here, while up there it may take 7 million years.
Mm-hmm.
Because how can you teach death if you're infinite and eternal? Think about this, Jasmine. That's a lesson you can only talk to a person about, but until they've died and reincarnated and came back knowing that life is so short, that's something you cannot teach. Certain things have to
That's
be experienced. In fact,
but
most things have to be
that's why they
experienced.
key in on that to go ahead and get you trapped. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing right there. What they, hell, you won't return and this and that. You lose out and
Right. So once again, keep it so it keeps going. Here's where they keep using the word Leviathan. This is where they get this word. Leviathan is the traditional symbol which the ancients took to mean the entrapment of man within the premortal spirals which deny the ongoing glory of the present of the eternal mind. Why do they say that? Because once you open up the eternal mind, you become beyond physical existence. Now you are in a world we're not of it because you have tapped into infinite and the eternal while you're still in the physical. Still here, but I can still feel the pull of the infinite and the eternal. As long as man thinks he is God, he will never acquire the angelic radiations of true creation. So, as long as we down here thinking not God like God is a part of me, all that essence is me, it builds, I make myself and transform because I'm using the essence that's already in me, which is part God. No, when we say I'm God, I can control all you motherfuckers. You are peons. I am the one. Okay,
The Most
that's the
High.
same thing the fallen Elohim did. I am God's fuck these little earthly creations, nigga. They gonna bear everything I goddamn say, nigga.
Hey,
Everything.
you want to test the measure of a man? Give him power.
Facts. Facts. I say, because that's what I'm doing. And facts. Give him power. Now you'll see. Now you see what type of person he is. For this reason, man remains locked in space, crucified to his body of relativity, meat suit. His scientific consciousness tells him that he is the only life force in the tree of life, which is in a galaxy, which he is God. Hence, he does not have to humble himself to a higher intelligence, which is there to create him more godliness. So it's saying the inside of us is trying to make you the best people you can be, the best gods you can be. Everything you think good, feel good, tastes good, smells good, sounds good, wants you to be the best person you can be, the
On
best
the
jazzy
physical.
or the best mental, right?
But
What you see.
that's not spiritual though.
But most people don't have a comprehension of the difference. They don't even know there's a difference.
I want the
So I'm gonna
spiritual.
read it again. For this reason, man remains locked into space, crucified to his physical body of reality, the meat suit. His scientific consciousness tells him that he's the only one. What type of consciousness? Scientific, not spiritual, not mental. Something that he has learned, heard, seen, read, not come from the inside. It's saying that this is it. That's what they preach. And when you're done, you're going to heaven or hell. It's over. Okay? So his scientific consciousness tells him that this is the only life force of the tree of life, which is the galaxy, and that he is God. Hence, he does not have to humble himself to higher intelligence, which is there to create him more godliness. The key tells us that the Torah is the synthesis of all languages, perceptual building blocks of the cosmology and the astronomy of man that man must go through, lest he falls victim to the wrong vibration of fallen Ophium, or the mind energies, meaning the fallen Elohim, the fallen energies that they use, least he confuses his cosmological distance with technologically with the technology of Earth. Least he thinks that he has it all within his order of creation. Meaning everything I ever want is right here, right now. I don't need nothing else from nobody. If I could rule all this forever, I'm good.
That's attachment.
I'm just saying, right? And you're attached to what looks good, feels good, tastes good. When Jesus was tried on the mount, I give you all what you see, all this will be yours. Me, I already got this. What you talking about? Get behind me. Get
Nigga,
in. Get
I
where you're
can't.
supposed to be. Work with the
Right,
whole us, not off by yourself.
right,
Not
right.
I'm gonna kill you. Not I'm putting you to death. Get where you're supposed to be. Boy, when you go crazy, you act nuts.
Mm-hmm.
When you get off on your own, you go crazy. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm saying.
Get behind me, right?
So the Torah teaches us not only to hear the language of light, conscious light. Where does that conscious light language come from? Inside of us.
Infinite, yeah.
All right. But to humbly receive and use the language of light, conscious light, capital L light, to probe and understand the higher spheres of the heavens and the spiritual universe of the Father's garment, which is the earth is a part of. So it's saying that even in the earth is on a higher level if we could just find it.
Uh,
Earth is part spiritual. If we're part spiritual, earth is part spiritual. In fact, there was a spiritual earth before there was a physical earth. All right. The Hebrew languages of light, capital L light, have been chosen to synthesize the cosmology of the present cycle of creation. It issues from the seed crystal, the pyramidal third eye. the unified branches of the atomic intelligence in the Zoar races in the advanced star evolution. The Zoar races are all our bodies of light, 5 bodies of light. Well, the Zoar body is the 4th stage before you become the Adam Cadman. All it is different bodies. Once you get
What's
off the earth, you
what's the
start
Adam
focusing.
Cadman?
The Adam Cadman is the 5 bodies of light that go over this electromagnetic body, which they call physical, but really it's an electromagnetic body, which allows us to go into any plane of existence to create in the Father's name. So you have the epikinetic body, the Zoar body, the Germateria body. These are all different bodies of light
That
that we
census?
use.
Would that be census?
Say it again.
Would that be census? Census?
Right. It's different frequencies. You'll
Yeah,
be able
that's
to
what I'm
come
saying.
down in the physical, but still see other realms of creation while you're in the physical, because you're in the world, but not of it. You can claim a physical body and jump right out that bitch in the next moment. It's a whole another higher energy form, bro. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? It's not on the earthly form. It's not an earthly energy. A lot of the stuff they're talking about is where we'll be going that is beyond the earth. Why? It is a new heavens and a new earth. The shit you've seen before will not be there. And people have a problem with that because they don't know how large this shit is, how big it is. All right, let me keep going. Ah, the higher Ophrim speak directly through the masters of light, capital L light, conscious light, who vibration sounds in the scrolls of the Torah. Their names activate the computer geometries of light, capital L light, for they are the higher light spirals which, when coded into human consciousness, allow the energy forces of the human chakras to be unified. Here we go. Now we all the way down the rabbit hole. Now it's telling you
That's
how
what I'm
we can be
saying.
redeemed, why we can be redeemed. I'm gonna say it again. Hold that question. And the star messengers, the higher Ophrium, are speaking directly through the masters of capital L light, whose vibration sounds in the scrolls of the Torah. Their names activate the geometries of light, for they are the higher light, capital L spirals, which, when encoded into human consciousness, allow the energy forces of human chakras to be unified. Remember when we talked about how we can call on the higher names, the Lords of Light, and be a part of their energy? We used to back in the day when we had
Yeah.
our energy working in Egypt. We could call upon these Lords of Light if we knew their name and how it connected to us. Now they're talking about how this will come again. All right.
So
It'll
the
allow our
uniform.
chakras to be unified, one through
That's what.
seven,
That's
forming
where.
number 8, 9, and 10, which most people don't talk about. All right. The first 5 books of the Torah, the Gemateria, for the
Let me
first
ask you
five,
something.
listen, the first 5 books of the Torah are the Gemateria, for the first 5 matter energy bodies that are prepared for us to experience the Merkaba. You know what the Merkaba is? That's our body of
Right.
a
Right.
spaceship,
Mm-hmm.
our energy transformation, higher evolution, spinning, lower evolution, spinning, and we're in the center.
Mm-hmm.
That's called the Merkaba, our spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Within the garden of the Torah, the Holy Kabbalah transformed the numeric seeds of rhythmic cosmology into the table of calculations that can be fitted into the geophysical computer known as the Great Pyramid. What is it called in the Great Pyramid? The geophysical computer, meaning astronomical. It is clocking the precession of the equinox, 25,000 year periods, 52,000 year periods.
Mm.
That's what it's saying. Why are they here? Why are they so important? That's just why. Everything you've been told is a lie when it comes to these things.
I got a
All right,
question.
go ahead.
So the unifying of the chakras, right? When I was saying that. Okay, so from science, they say actually our vision, we see things upside down. So basically, we're living upside down.
Uh huh.
So we, so would we be below and then as above? You know how I'm saying. So saying
You
that,
said it.
So saying that if you're unifying the chakras, if you're going, if we're upside down, you're starting at red, um, orange, yellow, green,
Uh-huh.
blue. Um, I mean, and then white, indigo, and purple. So it'd be purple here, and then indigo. Then, um, so is that correlation where it's saying that as one, unifying as one? That's what I'm.
Right. You're gonna start instead of the most of your conscious attention being in the lower chakra, now it's gonna reverse to the higher chakra.
Okay.
The higher I am that you am. What is in between the heart chakra?
Okay. Right.
The ability to love. You got the red chakra. Well, the red chakra. You got the ovaries and the gonads. You got the adrenal glands where your umbilical cord was. You have your spleen and your stomach automatically developed. Those are different conscious states as babies become toddlers, become adolescent, right? Then you have the heart chakra. That's that heart. That's green. That one has four valves. Two valves going up, four valves, two valves going down. Because if it is not perfected, the energy that goes into it goes back down into the lower chakras or lower consciousness.
So
The
that
I
has us.
of us, the
That has
me
us.
of us.
That has its own state of consciousness too. Then, right? The heart
Facts.
and
Yes.
the mind. You know,
Well,
the
they say that our
mind is in the
aurora
heart.
comes out of our heart chakra.
Hmm.
The energy spews out of our heart chakra.
Okay.
That aurora that you feel when you sit down next to one and it starts speaking to you, it's coming out of their heart chakra. That's why you can hear it.
Mm.
If you have the ability to love.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Hmm. I get
Everything
it.
is related, bruh. None of this shit is outside of the bounds of spiritual science. Just like we were just talking about physical science, it explaining in the physical realm. Spiritual science explains the unseen, the hidden, the occult. But all of this is done in the mind, and it takes the spirit in you to fill in the gaps,
Hmm.
the empty spaces that you're not getting, that it ain't coming, how you ain't understanding, why you're not progression right. Because the spirit in you has to start talking to you, and you have to have an open line of communication.
Okay.
Then you can progress into the realm of knowing. Because if you ever want to know, all you got to
You
do is
gotta do
stop
is
thinking
ask.
and ask. Too easy.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you just don't jump from belief to knowing.
Hmm.
That's a long road. It's a hard process, believe it or not. Once again, the true meaning of the angular proportions or the 12. It shows in the relationship of the 12 tribes of Israel and the astrophysical thresholds of the zodiac to show how these thresholds are united and amplified by the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid would be opened up to a greater cosmology within the 12 signs. The chamber of the sun is located within the eye of Horus in the position of the eye socket. The eye of Horus is formed from the king's chamber in the grand gallery as the upper lid or the Queen's chamber patches creating the lower eyelid. So you have the upper eyelid, lower eyelid would represent what's covering the eye of Horus. All right, that would be your two eyes, left eye, right eye. Okay, the eye of Horus. Uh, the chamber of the sun will be the hidden door or unlock the final mysteries of the period. This connection will mark the time of the coming of the Christ energy, as Isaiah said, prophesied. In the day there will And that day there will prove to be an altar of Yahweh, which is infinite light or infinite mind, in the midst of the land of Egypt, in the pillar of infinite light besides the bound. Uh, it must prove, it must prove to be for the sign and for a witness that living light, that the armies of Egypt, for they will cry out uh, from the living light because the oppressors, and he shall send them to he will send them a savior and even a grand one eventually, and who will actually deliver them. Now, when they start talking about saviors, they're talking about you. The only savior you need is you, and it's inside you. The only person that can save you is you. You save yourself. How? Through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Through knowing, through investigating, through being that scientist. All right. Thus, the chambers under the eye of Horus mark the limit beyond which no depth function exists. Here we go. We're leaving we're leaving decay, entropy, going into centropy, the activation. Thus, the chamber under the eye of Horus marks the limit beyond which no depth function exists. As evolutionary cycles of man is focused through the chamber of the sun into a new programming, an Adui Tesebu. Traditionally, the pyramidologists have identified the measures of the period with such biblical events as creation, the fall of man, the flood, the birth of Jesus, resurrection, and the beginning of the final days. They have also the number 365.242, which is the floating decimal, as one key number of the pyramidal calculations. This number not only is the exact number of the solar day year, but into the exact number of the days which Enoch lived on earth according to the Torah. Hence, the entire geometric design of the Great Pyramid is built upon the Enoch circle. So it's telling you that there is science built upon science, trapped in science, with more science. You'll never get it all. Not down here, not here, not in this realm, but you can understand its function. As above, so below. It goes on. Utilize the language codes of Moses, Elijah, Yahshua. You will not only recognize that all these language patterns are triangular coordinates of higher mind centering its knowledge within the human force field. So when you become a Muslim or a devoted Christian or follow the ways of Moses or any of the lords of light, this activates the crystal seed within the brain that activates the energy force within the mind to start communicating on a higher level with you. That spirit of truth starts activating. Pineal gland starts running, starts strengthening. For this reason, the Torah absorbs. Oh wait, hold on. But until we utilize the languages of Elijah, Muhammad, and Yahshua, to recognize that all these language patterns are triangular coordinates of higher mind centering its knowledge within the human force field. Yet, when we are fused with the Christ energy, we recognize that infinite intelligence goes beyond the consciousness of lower worlds. We start to see that even our conscious intelligence is inferior. We cannot quite grasp that infinite and eternal. We can imagine it, we can kind of feel it, but it's always right out the grass because we're still in the realm of entropy. For these reasons, the Torah or absorbs the fallen galactic realms of consciousness, infuses the misguided light into the light of God. It enables man to move off 0 point evolution to light technology into starseed creation beyond the negative spiral of the galactic tree of this light zone. And when it says light zone, small L light zone. Why? Because it's not conscious light. It's light of decay. It's light of the fallen. It's energies of the fallen. It's mathematics of the fallen. All right? It's trying to, once again, showing you how big this is. When we directly work with higher evolution, we will understand how the book of Genesis gives 4 different cosmologies of creation. Remember what I keep telling you, Jazzy? The book of Genesis gives 4 different creation stories. 4, not one. Those are not all the same. There was 4 different ones. Go ahead.
And do you know that between 1 and 2, that we don't know how many before that?
Oh, listen, it's about to break it down. The first is that of the creation of the light beings, the Illuminaries, and the expanse of the many universes. And the second is the creation of our galaxy and the expanse of our heavens. The third is the creation of the greater luminaries, i.e., the creation of our solar system. The fourth is the cycle of man upon the planet in the image of the Adam Cadman who can speak with the infinite mind and understand the trees of life as a being in a higher mansion, as a being of higher mansion worlds. That's our essence. That's who we are. That Adam Cadman who can speak with the infinite mind.
That's crazy, but that's chaos.
Ain't that? And understand the trees of life and the beings of the higher mansion worlds, capital M, meaning conscious worlds, meaning you got to be conscious about these things. These aren't things you know or you think about or things that know. These are conscious energies that are out there right now for you to discover that will energize you and make you better, get you to the next realm. The Torah also employs the divine name the 32 times in the creation story at the beginning of Genesis. This represents the 32 paths by which the living light becomes manifested. The Torah speaks of the unification of the 32 chemical blocks within man, which allows him to receive the 33rd degree, the pillar of light. Here's where you get your Mason shit from. Where do you think they got it from? Here we go. 33 degrees. What is this 33 degrees? It's the pillar of light. It exemplifies the initiation within the 22 letters of the divine signature of the mathematic construction in Exodus. And it has occurred that while the glory is passing by, I must place you in a hole in a rock, and I must put my palm over you as it is seen until I have passed over you. Hence, the scene of light is given to Moses so that he can stand before God's presence and transcribe the letters of the divine language. The same force also allows Moses' skin to send forth beams of light, little lower L light in Exodus. Therefore, Jesus, as the coma, removes these physical garments by manifesting the Christ energy. The Christ energy includes all of the best functions and attributes that must be offered up offered up to the Christ energy during the 33 eons of light brilliance. Jesus demonstrates how the 32 building basic chemical blocks used in the shaping of the physical body can be properly synthesized into capital L conscious light of the Adam Cadman in the 33rd year. Therefore, the Christ envelope on all biological constants go beyond the 22 astronomical thresholds of revelation into a perfect alignment of capital G God. So it's showing all of us can be redeemed even in the physical. What is it saying? You don't have to die in the physical. You don't actually have to die. You will die to this world, but it's not a death that you think it is. We keep thinking death is this thing that just cuts off and everything's over. You go to this blank nothingness. Absolutely not.
So, I got to get ready to go in a second. But I want to ask you two things. I had a conversation with one of my good friends this week, and she was saying that love and hate, and you know how we always define it's either love or fear.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes down to a person, and she's not fearful, it's just that so much hurt. Is it the fear of being hurt that she despised, or you know, because when you look up, I looked up love and hate.
It's a
Um,
lot of different fears, not just fear of getting done wrong, fear of not being accepted, fear of not being valued, fear of not being loved. It's a bunch of different fears. It's not just one.
because like hate, when you look at it, it was like an emotion, right? Hate is an emotion. It's
Uh-huh.
not. It's so. And then when you look up fear, it was saying, I forgot. I wish I would have had it written down. But fear is almost like an emotion too. But it was saying,
It is
um,
an emotion.
but there it was more of what do you call it? Like a nervousness. What you call that? Same thing as nervousness, but I can't think of it. But it's on the same thing of nervousness, like
Like anticipation of something going wrong.
anxiety.
Anxiety. There you go.
So anxiety. So
Fear.
that's what fear. That's what the definition said in in the dictionary, anxiety. So I was trying to tell her that you really don't hate anybody, and then she was like, said, and then she was like, no, I really hate them. You know, well, it's somebody in her
Well,
family
but then you got to go to the root of hate. Why do you hate him so much?
because
And if
they
you get to that root, it's going to end up being something that you fear that he has done or will do or will continue to do or do again. It's just that you just don't hate him for
do
the
it
sake of
again.
hating him.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
always going to come back to fear.
it's the hurt that they've been put through. You know.
Every time you see him, that hurt comes back in. That fear of the hurt being
Okay.
happened to you again comes back in,
Okay.
which makes you hate him because of what he has done and how he makes you feel.
Hmm.
But it comes back to fear.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, it
And
comes back to fear.
and the next thing I want to talk that's the thing, but we constantly go over what comes first, the soul, the spirit, or what is it, the spirit, soul, or what
Form or body.
body? Yeah, what comes first?
Well, we already went over this in the triple stage of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
The first form is, or the first essence in number 9 spot is before soul, then
Mm-hmm.
before spirit, then before form or body.
Mm-hmm.
You have those 3 entities, energies, beings, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then those all go into before time, before place, before space.
Mm-hmm.
Then all those get squeezed down into before light, before energy, before matter. Boom. Now you're right at that state of zero.
Mm-hmm.
You cross over in the positive. All that's -9, -8, -7, -6, -5,
So you're
-4,
going back
-3,
the other
-2,
way.
-1.
Now you're going
Now
back
we're at
this way.
zero. Now we're going into hydrogen, which would be the first form of matter.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As you start building in the atomic table, you start getting into matter, energy, and light, time, space, and place.
Mm-hmm. So that was that, like so that's the biggest, everybody when they break it down is like um which comes first, soul or spirit, you know. And so, like
Well,
when
they got
we
to remember spirit, and because the reason they say that because they keep thinking the soul and the spirit are the same thing. They are not. The soul is a small sun, conscious sun, capital S soul, consciousness that is within the soul. The spirit is the activation that makes us do what we do. It makes a roach be a roach, a dog be a dog,
the
a
breath
horse
life.
be a horse, a hawk be a hawk, a tree be a tree, a vine be a vine. Okay? That's what gives it its driving period to be what it is. Everything has a spirit, but everything does not have a conscious
Conscious.
soul within them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can argue it any way you want.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That's the difference between the spirit and the soul. The soul is a consciousness, a small sun,
Mm-hmm.
an energy.
Mm-hmm.
A soul is a part of the infinite and eternal.
Mm-hmm.
In this realm, it represents your pineal gland functioning correctly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I just wanted to go ahead so whoever's listening, they can go ahead and take a grasp for that. I want to
And you
say
can find this in the emerald tablets. It talks about the triple stage of darkness, what it is, how it relates to the other side of the tree. You got that represents the clip off of the tree of darkness. That other side where they say that in the tree of life, right there between what is it, 1, 2, 3. The first, once you have unlimited presence, unlimited knowledge, unlimited science, you drop down one. That's that energy that comes from the dark side before you get to 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9. For y'all that know, you know what I'm talking about. That dark energy, the clip off, the dark side of the tree of life. Same stuff. Same stuff. But on a whole nother realm. Remember, I like to go into the darkness. Most people want to stay in the light. I
gotta
go
have
into the darkness
balance.
because light came from the darkness. And
Creating
I'm part of that
balance.
original darkness. Go ahead, my bad.
So we gotta have balance. Gotta have balance.
In this realm,
You can't be all dark. You got to have some light.
Can't be
You
all
can't be
dark
all
and you
light
can't be all light.
because I mean you can't
You'll
have
get
all that.
taken advantage of.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got to cause tomorrow my first day, so I got to.
All right, player.
But I want to say if anybody's watching, like, share, subscribe, send this out to as many your mom and them. How they say, send it to your mom and them. This week on Wednesday, if anybody's here in the upstate New York area, I'm being honored, unsung hero on Wednesday from 7 till 10. If you can make it down here, Washington Street at Club Euphoria. And I'd like to say we'll be back on again next Tuesday. We probably have a pop up during the week again. That's been coming to normal again. So I like to continue doing that. And mental, anything you got to say, my brother?
Peace, love, gather,
Uh,
living light, make it to the next level, baby.
are you
That's all
done
I can
bowling?
tell you.
Are you done
Yeah.
bowling? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow
All right, player.
after my first. All right. Peace, everybody.
Peace.